ankle salad. I know the name is silly, but I've thrown in a lot of elements for the ankles and feet and the toes. So it's going to flow from one thing to the next, to the next, to the next. So this is totally follow along. You're going to do the entire sequence on one side, and then everything else you're going to do on the other side on your own. So just rewatch the video and do the same thing on the other side. So sit any way you want, as long as one foot is free to move around. So we're starting with the standard cars. So the cars, you're going to target the ankle more than anything. The ankle is what is going to be what's moving. Try to keep it local there and don't take the knee along for the ride. So hands clasped behind the hamstring. You're going to do full rotations of the ankle. Find the sticky points. So we're going to do about 4 or 5 each direction. Remember to take the toes along for the ride. Lift the toes up towards the shin, swivel it out, push it down, in, up, out, down. Other way. Okay, then from here, dorsiflex, then invert and evert. Out and in. Out and in. And then plantar flex and dorsiflex. So down and then up, as if you're pushing down on a gas pedal. Push down, point the toes as much as you can, reverse with the toes, lift up. Push it down, point the toes as much as you can, crunch the toes underneath you, try not to get a cramp in the sole of the foot, lift. Push it down, point. And then you're going to sit into the right hip with the right shin tucked underneath you. Now, I think you can do this, but I don't quite remember. So we're going to work on lifting just the big toe and not the other 4 toes. So keep these 4 toes planted and just lift the big toe. I actually don't think I can do this on my left side because of my weird toe. It confuses my foot. So let's say I'm doing it on the left side. I know I can do it on my right. So lift the big toe, then put it down. Not on top of the other toe like I'm doing, but hopefully you can see what's going on here. Lift the toe, put it down. Lift the toe, put it down. And if you can't do this, I know that it's weird, but I want you to try. I want you to look at your big toe and tell it to lift. What's funny is that imagine if you're doing this with your hands and your hand just won't lift, like your finger just won't lift. That's a little terrifying, isn't it? So imagine doing that with your toe and it just not lifting. It's like your body won't listen to you. So I'm going to try. I'm going to focus and try. I'm trying. There's a reason why I can't do this on the left side. This is actually 2 toes. So that, I would assume, confuses my foot a little bit. Confuses the neural pathway between my toes and my brain. I'm telling it, I'm giving it the instruction to lift, but it won't lift. All right, let's say I've done all of that so far. Now I'm going to try to lift my 4 toes and not my big toe. So my big toe stays down, my 4 toes lift. Big toe stays planted, the other toes lift. Now, actually backtrack. Let's say that you couldn't do that with your big toe. Something that's going to help is planting your 4 toes and just lifting your big toe. All right, let's say that that's something you've done already. Let's say that you can lift your big toes. Keep your big toe down, lift your toes, and try to maybe at some point let go and hold. Then put them down. Lift the toes. Put them down. Lift the toes. Put them down. A few more. Down. Now let's try lifting all the toes. And down. Okay, so let's move on. Okay, so now we're gonna roll from the toe to the heel, and I know I'm gonna stand up so you can't see me anymore, you can only see my feet. So I want you to roll onto your heels and then forward onto your toes. Then slow down, back onto your heels, forward onto your toes. Now if you need something to balance, when you roll back onto your heels, you can grab a stick, position yourself next to a wall, or you can just try. You'll have to use your butt and hips to counterbalance. Keep going. Try to find awareness in your entire foot, in your toes. See, that one was a little bit off balance. Try again. All right, that's that one. Next up, we're going to do squats on the toes. So you can only see my feet, but go up onto your toes, go straight down into a squat, keeping the heels as high off the ground as you can. Try to reach your butt towards your heels. Then stand up onto your toes. Again, stay on your toes, slow to come down.